jumping in that bed we found. That water keep rolling on past just the same. Oh, that water keep on rolling. Mississippi, won't you keep on
I don't know what color the water in Highland Park Reservoir was or was not. New survey on water consumption habits reveals 1 in 3 Americans hate the taste of tap water. And in Rochester, I don't think they would ever have it again. Tap water.
Oh, hate the taste.
That's what they say. Hate the taste of tap water.
To me, like water's like air. Like, can you really taste it?
Yes. I think you can. I think you can definitely, I think different waters has it. You don't think so?
No, I mean,
they have taste tests for like bottled water, like wine and stuff.
I've never noticed it.
So
I've never noticed it.
Did you turn Southern for a second there?
I've never noticed it.
I just heard. Did you hear that?
No, I wasn't.
I've never noticed the taste of that water.
I never noticed. As Silver Creek came out.
We had bad water.
Only tastes different out of the hose.
So,
yeah, it does taste different out of the hose. But, I mean, I think you can tell. Like, if you go to New York City and stuff, you can tell the taste of tap water, I think.
Well, yeah, it's brown and chunky down there.
I thought for sure. And then growing up, I had neighbors who had, like, a real sulfur smell that would come out of the water.
On the well.
Oh,
well, there's people in New York or former New Yorkers that claim that they can
taste
the difference in the bagels.
Because of the water.
New York bagel and Pennsylvania is not a New York bagel because it doesn't have New York water.
Yes. I
think it's bullshit.
Yeah, it's like
no,
Tennessee,
it's not.
Same thing with Tennessee whiskey.
It's not
bullshit. That's the same thing with Tennessee whiskey's Tennessee
wait a
whiskey.
second. How you have a refined tongue? I'll tell you why.
Because I'm chubby?
No. Yes, that is why. No, because I think you could tell the difference between certain. Like if I gave you 2 of the same item, and said one's like, I don't know, 2 donuts. One's made from Donuts Delight and one's from Wegmans. I bet you could tell the difference. There are people who tell me that Jimmy Z sat here and said he doesn't like the taste of Wegmans water. Like he can tell it if you put it in a glass.
Well, because he has said on this show that he drinks a water out of like a triple filtration system.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, and I think in New York City a lot of
You
times
couldn't
the
tell the
pipes
difference
and
between
things.
alcoholic and non-alcoholic Guinness.
That's different.
I remember that.
There's water in there.
Greg, neither. But you know,
and I can tell the difference between a Wegmans donut and any other donut ever because Wegmans donuts suck.
See,
they're frozen.
See? Okay, all right. Well,
so
whatever.
There's water in there, I guess, because they're frozen.
All right. Well, I don't know that 1 out of 3. But if you're in New York, if you're in the in Rochester, we have been talking about the body found in the Highland Park Reservoir.
Yeah, poor guy.
And it came out today that they had the boil water in effect for the past couple of days. They shut down school because there was a body in the water.
And they never robocalled everybody back to tell them school was coming back in session.
No, they didn't.
They were supposed to call everybody back and say, hey, we'll notify you if school is back on. They never did. Okay. So a bunch of kids missed school again today, too.
Oh, please. You don't think in some way they do.
The same 50% that missed it 3 days ago.
I'm not buying that story. But, yes, they should have if they didn't. But the body that was found, now, I said that all this boil water and getting people was an overreaction, and I get it because people would be freaked out a little bit. And I said they don't have a cover on that water, and animals get in there. I had a pool. You've had a pool. Did you ever find animals in your pool?
Just birds.
Just birds. But did you ever find any dead? Now, yours is above, right? But do you ever have any, like...
It's from Greece. Of course it's above.
No, birds. Just baby birds.
Dead?
That's all I've ever found there. Yeah.
Oh, dead. Okay. Oh, I didn't know if you meant like birds, like fly, like I was thinking of ducks and things.
No, those are on the cover, son.
I've had chipmunks. I used to have to fish chipmunks out all the time, and I never said anything. Everybody went swimming. Yeah, it's like
yeah, chlorine, right?
Yeah, but if you went into one of the Finger Lakes, you think everything there is?
Oh gosh.
No, there's fish shit, bodies.
Well, there were people like used to swim in Lake Ontario, and if you had a cut, you get a staph infection, it would kill you. Wasn't there a guy about a few years ago who got killed because he went into Lake Ontario to take a swim?
He's got a weak immune system. But
staph infection.
Here is the report from News 8, done by a friend of ours who we had spent some time with back at the PGA when we were together, Danny, you and I. John Kutchko, his daughter Natalie Kutchko, does a very nice job at this.
She does.
Top story today, the tragedy at the Highland Park Reservoir. Now, the boil water advisory was lifted overnight after a body was found there earlier this week.
City leaders say a Rochester man fell into the water and died nearly a month ago. But
what? Wait a second. What? He's been in there for a month? They've done testing. They've done everything.
And they just found him doing their daily rounds the other day?
Well, I probably floated back up to the top.
It's not clear water in there?
I don't know what. Well, but I think it would be dark because I think it's a cement reservoir. So I think it's like dark. I don't know.
I have no idea. I've never been curious enough to take a peek.
Pools are clear at the bottom.
Yeah. Well, they got lights and things. I don't know. I don't know.
Wasn't found until Tuesday. Natalie Kutchko joins us now with more on the questions from both Rochester's mayor and the Parks Board.
Okay, if you live in one of the neighborhoods where they told you to boil water, are you believing anything anymore? Are you concerned? Are you concerned at all in any way?
Yeah, a little bit.
Are you concerned if you live there? I don't think I am. I don't think I'm concerned. I think something would have happened by now. It's been a month.
God's got a plan for me with my water.
Yeah, I feel like we overreact to this stuff. And so, yeah, I think people freak out when they hear dead body. But do you think if a cat got in there and drowned, they're telling you?
We overreact because the media makes us overreact.
Well, maybe. That may be true.
Yeah, but I don't know. Say it out loud. A dead body.
Yes, I think if you hear dead
in the
body,
water,
yes,
for a month.
Yeah.
Natalie.
Adam,
Teresa, the victim.
This is Dead Man Tea.
Dead man in the water for a month. We didn't even know somebody was missing.
Yeah,
now,
we did. They reported his parents did a whole thing on him missing. Just no one had any idea that he went missing up there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So all right, fine.
And no, but to your point, I didn't hear about this guy. When I saw the parents thing, it didn't register to me.
But the fact is that this guy's been sitting in the water for a month now, and nobody's gone and worked in this reservoir.
When was the last time you took a bath?
Oh gosh, you mean like sit in the water, take a bath?
Yeah.
I think when I was in Austin, Texas.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we had a tub. So
did you sit until your skin got all pruny?
Yes.
How long did that take?
About 15, 20 minutes.
15, 20 minutes. What do you
Because I don't get to take
this
baths.
poor guy look like?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I have a vision in my head.
Yeah.
Has anybody gotten sick in this month?
That's what I'm
drinking
saying.
dead guy water?
That is exactly
But how would you know?
Well, they wouldn't say anything because you might just think you got a cold. But I don't think you're getting sick from it. I think they treat this water after it leaves the reservoir, before it goes to homes and all that.
It gets treated 3 or 4 times.
Yeah,
it comes from hemlock.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how they get it here. There's got to be pipes and stuff, I would assume. But it's treated before as it leaves there. It's treated here and 2 other times, I think, before it even goes out.
So I think you're fine. But the psychosomatic, just in your mind, I think you could freak out.
Victim has been identified as 29-year-old Abduli Muya, who we're told scaled that 8-foot fence surrounding the water, fell in, and never resurfaced.
It was 10 foot yesterday. Now it's 8 foot?
Yeah.
Now I'm feeling conspiracy. Is there still spikes on top of it too?
Yeah. There are spikes. You have to see them. There's not the barbed wire that I thought there was.
What would prompt anybody?
And I think I said it. What?
To scale?
I don't know.
Fence to do anything.
It was 6:30 in the morning. Maybe he was high. Maybe he was looking for a shortcut. Maybe he was running from somebody. I have no idea. No one knows.
That was just over 4 weeks ago. Mayor Malik Evans says there is no current concern over the reservoir's water quality, but is calling the park's security protocols into question.
Yeah.
In the early morning of February 24th, police say 29-year-old Abduli Muya jumped over the fence at the Highland Park Reservoir, slipped, and fell to his death.
So I don't know how deep it is. And if you slide in there, I don't know if there's like some kind of light growth. I remember Jameson slipped into the canal.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be frozen though? Potentially too?
How did Jameson slip into the canal?
We were having ice cream, and then he just said, "Hey, Dad, can I go over here?" And he started walking along the edge, and he slipped down and got like into the canal. And if I wasn't there to pull you out, I don't know how you get out. I really don't. And it was along one of those embankments. Now, that's not treated water, so there is growth in that mossy stuff that grows that you just can't get traction.
Well, didn't we have the guy that fished the chick out in Brockport that one time at the bar when he was going to get drunk? He was fishing the chubby chick out.
He was
out of the canal.
Yeah,
and it said it took everything he could.
To get her out.
There's no way to step up on her.
There's nothing. There's nothing there.
Muya had been missing since February 18th. His body was not discovered until Tuesday morning.
There was no one else present, and it does not appear that there is any criminal element to this investigation.
Okay, so maybe he wasn't running from somebody. Who knows? But it was 6-something in the morning, and why he scaled the fence
thirsty
is a mystery.
Our heartfelt condolences go out to the Muya family, who have been diligently searching for him since they reported him missing.
Mayor Malik Evans says it raises questions on the park's security, how someone could breach the reservoir area, and why it took so long to find him there.
There's also cameras.
Okay, now listen to everything he says.
Around the perimeter, some with heat and motion sensors. The Bureau is patrolled regularly by city security and Water Bureau personnel.
So how the hell did this happen?
Right.
Is that a city park or a county park?
I believe it's city, and I think it was a city person who speaks later in this piece. But they have heat sensors.
Right.
Well, they got it.
Should be able to trip an alarm.
So here's the problem that people will start to worry about. This guy gets in there. What if someone nefarious was trying to put something in the water system?
Great question.
Yeah. What if he was and he tried to and he slipped? I mean, I'm not saying he
Boil
did.
your water.
Yeah, but nothing happened.
I know.
You know, for the last month, nothing happened.
Do we know how far from the fence is the water? Are we talking 30 feet? Are we talking 5 feet?
It looked like it was a couple feet. I don't know the answer to that.
Like, could you just take and launch a shit grenade over the wall and land it in the water?
Probably. Yeah.
Highland Park Conservancy's president calls this an unimaginable tragedy and also shares the same concerns.
It's the worst thing you can kind of imagine. We have every faith in the dedication and expertise of the Rochester Water Bureau and every faith in the in Monroe County Department of Parks. We'll see what's behind this awful incident.
Mayor Evans says the water is routinely tested daily and weekly. Nothing over the last month, he says, stood out in the results, that it was testing safely with additional
little more fingernail
tests conducted as a precaution. When it comes to covering the reservoir, the mayor says that's to be determined.
But unfortunately, this conversation is going to have to resurface probably very soon, as long as we are in compliance with state and federal guidelines, and we are, in terms of keeping the water safe. It's open for now.
So what happens next, right? City crews are now emptying that reservoir, which again
it'll be another
has
8
been
weeks.
tested by both the
They're going to empty it, clean it out, and do all this stuff. But they would have never known. Like, and that's my thing is, this is exactly why I think the government tries to not tell you certain things, because I think we all hear it and you overreact. Now, I say all this, and I said yesterday, I think we overreact and nothing is going to happen because they treat the water. I think it gets treated after it leaves that reservoir. They're testing it all the time. Nothing came up out of bounds. So there you go. Who knows what you're eating? I mean, when this story first came out, Doug Phelps was in here, and I go, Doug, I get a better chance of drinking something at your house and getting sick than I would, you let your kids do the dishes. They're probably not that clean. So you're worried about the water.
Yeah, I've seen those Dawn commercials.
Right. Now, I ask you this, though. Knowing that there's been a body in the water for a month, does it gross you out a little bit?
It is what it is.
I know. Well, see, that's how my head would go. But if I started to let my mind wander, I don't know. How many people are going to claim they're getting sick now? Or claim that they got sick because they showered in the... You understand?
I got leprosy. City's going to have to pay for that.
How long before there's a class action law or a lawsuit of any kind?
But does the entire county of Monroe, their water doesn't come specifically from that reservoir?
No. Certain neighborhoods, yes.
So they have to be able to prove that it came from that.
Yes. So if I live in that neighborhood and I was under the boil, I lived on one of the streets that they said boil your water, or they closed the city school. Like at a city school, would you be able to drink from a water fountain again after that, Danny?
Ugh.
Tyler did Tuesday morning. He said he did before they shut him off.
I love Tyler. Well,
nice growing a mustache.
Yeah, I would say the same thing.
Mustache looks Mexican.
But if you said to your I just think every time I saw my buddy, I'd be like, oh man, Breath smells like his ass. You know, something like that. I don't know. Yeah.
How did they know it was 6:30 in the morning? Was there video?
Yeah, they found it.
Okay, so
they went back through and kept going back through because I'm sure.
So this guy just happened to climb.
So
in
these
there.
alarms that go off on these cameras, they
didn't work.
Trigger it that
They
right.
didn't work. Look, everything.
So now what? If oh gosh, I mean, because the nefarious part, I'm not worried about a reservoir anymore. I'm worried about other aspects of security, safety in this county that now have to be questioned because a guy got into the reservoir with an 8-foot, 10-foot fence. We don't know. Climbed over it with spikes, landed in it, drowned, and sat there for a month, and nobody noticed.
Says the guy doesn't want cameras following him. Cameras everywhere.
I don't.
I don't have an Alexa because I don't want that.
Yeah, but
listening to
if
me in my
there's
house.
security in place, it needs to work.
Well,
right?
Why didn't the thermal cameras or anything else pick up on this guy?
Great question. Did they not reset the batteries? Here's what happened.
Change your smoke detectors. Change your batteries.
I think that they forgot to change their batteries.
Is Cobb's Hill? Do we know is Cobb's Hill set up the same way? That reservoir up there?
It probably. I would assume that it would be uniform wherever it is, whatever the security stuff is. But nobody's in there at 6 o'clock in the morning. This guy slips through. Are you going to go back and check the tape from overnight? Man, don't even tell me that if you had a job where
no, of course not.
If you had the job where you had to, now I'm not saying to you, but I'm just saying anybody. If you have the job and you're at the Highland Reservoir, you're hidden, man. You're hidden. Your feet are up. You're watching March Madness.
Yeah.
You ain't paying attention to shit.
No.
You did your walk around. You did your water test. Done.
You're like
for the day. You're done.
You're like the cartoon sheriff.
Yes.
With the guy behind bars sleeping in his keychain.
Do you understand what
hanging out?
The one guy that's got the job that I would absolutely either love or hate the shit out of. Where there used to be the power plant down in Charlotte.
Yeah.
They took all the power plant down, but there's like probably from here to the town hall over there.
Okay.
Fenced in area with like just different power equipment.
Yeah, and he's got to watch.
There's a guy that sits there at the gate. I don't think anybody coming in there. And it's off the beaten path. It's down by the hockey rink.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
Right. But you do need him there in case something, and he should be alert. But
I think he's only there till like 4 or 5.
Yeah, okay.
They don't go overnight.
So, but that job, and I'm not saying, but I would love to talk to somebody from the Water Authority, and I'm sure there's somebody that works who goes, "Hey, we take our job very seriously, you asshole. This one snuck by us for a month." Yeah, okay, fine. Look, no one got sick. In my mind, you're fine. I'm not even writing you up. If I'm your boss, I go, "Wow, we really missed that, guys. Let's pay a little more attention."
Yeah, days without an accident.
Yeah.
They have to go back down to 0.
No more solitaire on the job. Fucking stop. Uno, poker, we're done.
The one that's got no fence, there are very little fence. It's probably like a 5 or 6 foot fence. Is the one on Duran with the shit treatment plant?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody jumping that.
No one
fence.
is fucking around there. But so I would love to talk to someone from the Water Authority and go, tell me about is the cherry job the real job you hope you can either work your way up to or something that's just sitting at Highland.
Maybe the video guys know
doing
show.
nothing. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't go back and watch the overnight. I would assume nothing happened. Nothing's happened for the past 30. Now this happened.
Yeah.
And you would also think that there would be some alarm that was tripped that we could check, that would indicate to check the tapes. But technology fails.
So we had something that happened at where I work. We had something happen at work.
Or did it?
Somebody that we had hired got to the finish line, right? And he was about to sign the paperwork to be to get hired. And then we found out that he had a criminal record. Now, it's not our job to look that up, okay? It's the job of the employer to do that. But because of that, they didn't give him the job. So now we have to take all these classes on how to properly vet a candidate because this doofus had a criminal record, and we have never once been required to look into it. But now we have to do these value chain videos on how to properly vet candidates. And I'm thinking somebody up there is like, great, now we got to go through this training.
Oh, you know there's
we have to go back through all these classes, which they're going to sleep through. They're not going to watch.
Yeah, but hang on a second, Danny. You know what? Some consulting firm
is
about to make a lot of money off of Monroe County to go through training protocols again and all this stuff. And this is and at the end of all of this, a family has closure to something that is tragic. And that is sad. And that I don't, I don't want to make light of that. It's just weird that all this reaction of boil water, and then you find out he's been there for a month, a little late.
Yeah.
Right? A little late. And I don't know why. I think you're only doing it because I do think people freak out when you hear dead body, and I understand. But and Kevin must be the same way. My thing is like, nothing. I said this yet. Nothing happened. And they're treated, and you're fine, and it's water, and it's fine.
Dead body water is still better than Flint, Michigan water.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Right. There's not lead in there and all the kinds of stuff that they had going on. But anyway, unfortunately for the family, but then the thing is solved, and now a whole headache for Monroe County.
Yeah.
Right? How about being the mayor?
Malik Evans, we can't have 1 week where something stupid doesn't happen that I have to answer for that I had nothing to do with.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one thing when the mayor's office has to deal with stuff.
Yes.
But now it's another thing when, I don't need this. Like the phrase, this is the last thing I need right now.
Yes.
And now he's just gotten several.
Yes.
Yeah, between him and Bello. My goodness.
That's funny. All right, we will take a moment. When we come back, something, since Kevin brought up the donut thing, there is something that I'm seeing, and I'm wondering if I may try to make this with my son when he comes into town. Yeah.
Sourdough bread?
No, this is something at a bakery that they're doing. Yeah, a bakery that does donuts and stuff. You remember the Cronut? It was like
croissant donut?
Yeah. This might be even better.
Really?
We'll get to it next.